Yo, what up? Let's go. It is Bowman Chrome Day. I lost half a day running errands and had the furnace guys have to come over to the house this morning to look at the furnace. I'm like, don't you guys know that it's Bowman Chrome and National Treasures Day? I got to get going. They didn't seem to care. I do have some flawless. I think I'm going to do some flaw text breaks. Getting this blitz mix going. I'm posting the blitz mix. F it. I just marked down a lot of teams. Can't really mark them down any longer, I guess. They don't sell, then what are we going to do? Everything always sells. You guys wait till I go live. Cherry picking teams, I know how it is. I have no idea, Ed, because I've been driving around all morning and at the house, delayed. Derek Jeter never won MVP? How has he never won an MVP? Oh, that's right, because he's overrated. Ooh! With the mayor? The mayor of Philly? Dope. Yeah, I think he was more handsome than he was a ball player. Jerry Rice never won MVP. Crazy. Let's get this blitz mix going. So we're going to do Drew Brees, never an MVP. Probably helps having winning records, I guess. case of XR. What do you guys think about the Blitz mix? All three of you in here. Case of XR. Half a case of Spectra 18. 4 boxes. 2 Optic 17. 17 limited. 2 Vertex. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, dual sign helmet. What's happening? Plus, you know, there's going to be the bonuses. There's going to be packs. There's going to be I'm building the Blitz mix. Well, buy a box of Bowman. Let's do it. Buy a box of Bowman right now. Let's open one up. What do you say? I think you should buy a personal box. What do you want to buy? A box of choice or hobby? Let's crack the seal. Choice or hobby? I will text you your price since you have credits. RD is going to crack the seal. So this is going to be the... Let's open up this expensive ass stuff. It's probably going to go up to $180, $190 overnight. Because Blowout's going to sell out of it. And the only place they're going to be able to buy it is from guys like me. And I'm going to say, oh, Blowout, do you want to buy some of my Bowman Chrome? It's 160 bucks. So if they buy it for 160, they're gonna have to sell it for 190 or 200. Sure, Blowout. I got Bowman Chrome for you. It's $160 a box. Or 170 for that matter. That's what they're selling it for. Like, well, you're selling it for 170. Why don't you buy it from me for 170? I got to buy it from you at 170. So if you're going to buy it from me, you got to pay me 170. How about that? You're like, no, we're Blowout. We're not paying you that. Okay. They do jump overnight. It really is because they, like, I can see what everyone's buying and selling for. So they'll run out. Their stock gets really low, and they're like, oh crap, we're almost out. So even being the big bad blowout, they don't get every allocation in the world. Nobody does. Tops isn't like, well, we're just going to give it all a blowout. People think that. It doesn't work like that. It gets dispersed among all the distributors. Some guys get more than others, of course. But, you know, it's based on your sales volume. I get what I can handle. Blowout gets what they can handle. When they run out, they got to go to the secondary market and buy more. Which is guys like me and others that may have excess. So we say, well, here's what we're selling it for, and that becomes the market. So blowout has to pay more now. They're no longer getting it at the pre-sale price. They're paying market price. So when they pay market price, price goes up. And they are the market. So then you look, and Bowman now, Chrome is 185. If they have plenty of it, and there's a lot of it, the price will stay the same. If they got tons of it, prices drop. It's just how it works. So we'll find out. They're buying right now, but they're on the low end of a buy price. I ain't selling to them at that low. I can get twice that in my breaks. All right, RD, are you ready? Oh yeah, the big idea. Okay, Ryan, thanks. Ryan is the first up. Bowman Chrome. Craziness. I gotta go take the trash out after this, and we're ready for the night. I can't believe I didn't put up, I gotta put up some NT, like BOGOs or triple teamers or something. Hello 8. What's up, RD? Here comes something green. Be dope if it was an auto, and a monstery auto. Number to 499, Dylan Cease. Cole Banner. Whoa, green Trout to 99. She's a beauty. I'm going to put these right over with your tribute, Ryan. Inside joke. Can we get an auto soon? Look at this dude. Looks all grown up. Man, remember he looked like a little kid in his early cards? Looks like a real big leaguer there. Oh, gold. We have gold coming, RD. Something shiny and gold appears there. Please be somebody dope. There's only one pack left. Hopefully this is the auto. Oh my God, it's a Yankee gold. It is a Yankee gold. Please be the auto. Oh my God! Are you serious? Woo! Give me the foam. Give me the foam. That's the money card right there, dude. That's the money card. I gotta see what that's numbered to. 99 probably. Wow. Let's get that immediately over to Beckett. Numbered to 50. Holy crap. Well, he should thank me for asking him to buy a personal box. And he's got a green trout. So let me go ahead and put your green trout next to your Esteban Florial. This dude, 2015. Yeah, that's a good one. That's the very first box. Alec Hansen. Does that really say to 655? Wow. Uh-oh. Lots of cards out there. There's a Kuna shiny rookie. There's Jesus. Just this. Numbered to 50. Yeah, it's a hobby. Garrett Handsome, 250. Kershaw and Chapman. And He is a Red Sox fan. But then you got your Red Sox auto. Iris likes it. Woo! Thank God I'm off the hook on that one with RD. It's in a good mood now. I feel like Topps has used that card 50,000 times. Damn it. So you got your Red Sox auto. You got a Trout 99er. And you got this. And some inserts and some numbers. Put this over here with your tribute. This shit ain't gonna happen no more, tribute. It's too crowded in my basement at home. Not enough storage, not enough room, not enough tables. It was pretty crowded in there. RD. Thunder. Just think, there's only 49 of those left in the world. Those gold ones. Or bronze. Here you go, Robert. RD. Maybe Robert Dieterle can have this similar luck. Here you go, Robert. Bowman Chrome for you, my friend. Let's get him something dope. Keep this hot madness going. Good luck, dude. Hope your foot's feeling better. Brian Desplains, don't watch because this is when the Ohtani Superfractor comes out. Thunder. Just a regular shiny Mookie. Platinum inserts. Did they always put these platinum inserts in Bowman Chrome? I don't recall them having those. Nicky Lopez, not bad, Nicky. Oh, Nicky, you're so fine. You're so fine, you blow my mind. Oh, Nicky. Hey, Nicky. See, this is also RD's box. That's why I got to put Desplains RD. Because Robert Dieterle, $4.99. Come on, Robert. Down the stretch we come. There's an Acuna rookie. Tim Beckham. So does Mickey play Clearwater? Bobby Dalbec, 655, purple. Harrison and Scherzer. There's a Russell. You want the auto of him though, but that's still cool. Russell Wilson, the Yankee. How about it? Bo Bichette. Kyle Tucker, 150. JP and Alex. Verdugo. Cubbies. Says he's a first rounder. First round draft pick. Number 27 overall. Can't be too bad. Thanks. Robert. D-I-E-T-R-E. I won't. I put Dieterle on his. And I put R. Desp on yours. No, I think he's been in before. It's a regular Bowman Chrome. It's just a regular Bowman Chrome. It's not a rookie.
What's going on, folks?
All right, I got to do some work. I'll be here. If you guys buy spots, want anything, let me know.
It is episode 24 of Breaker Culture Weekly, and we've been working hard, pushing out some new interviews and some fresh content for you. I really hope you've been enjoying it. Today is no exception. Get a chance to chat with Chris from Top Shelf Breaks. If you haven't had a chance to jump into any of his breaks in the past 5 years, I highly advise you to do so. But you'll know if you have, because he's got a unique way of approaching his breaks. He's got a very unique background that I think lends itself well to what he does, and I think you'll see his personality come out very clearly today in our conversation. So I put him on the spot with a lot of questions, like I do with most of the group breakers and interviewees that we have on here, and he does a great job of answering some of the stuff and making it fun and fresh. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Give us feedback though if you can, at Breaker Culture on all of our social media platforms, at Twitter and Instagram and even Facebook, and shoot us an email, podcast at breakerculture.com. And most importantly, if you could fill a review out for us on iTunes, that'd be great. Help us with the SEO, help us know if we're pushing out good content for you. We want to make sure it is absolutely useful for the hobby. So enjoy the show, guys. Chris, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Ty, I'm doing great, man. Thank you. Doing good.
Well, I'm excited to chat with you today. I think we've been working on this for months, and we finally worked out a time. So we're
Yep.
not neither of us are morning people, so this is going to be convenient.
I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl, you know. But
I think you
if you
have
want,
to be right as a breaker. You kind of have to be a night owl.
you do. Obviously, there's daytime breaks, which I'm getting to, and maybe you'll ask me about. But yeah, you definitely can run late. It can run late. I mean, why'd you call me at 4:30 in the morning? It's 4:30, dude. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. That's how we roll, guys. We prioritize our business here.
Like, I got a full day ahead, Chris. Can we do our call at 4:30? Yeah, this
Oh
is good.
shoot!
I'm happy to be here.
If we get to that point, then something's gone horribly right for
Yeah,
once.
probably right. Our day is so busy that we got to do stuff at 4:30.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll take it. But yeah, man, awesome. So top shelf breaks, I've watched you for a long time. I've always been fascinated just by everything you do. You're a media guru. But give us the story, man. I want to know kind of how you got into this. I mean, your background's obviously interesting because you came from the music industry, right?
I did. Yeah, I spent basically my whole career in the music industry. I was that kid in the '80s that was always calling the radio station, Ty, to like win contests and stuff.
Okay.
And I just loved trying to get on the air and be on the radio. So I kind of got hooked on that in the '80s when radio was God and king, and there was like three stations. So I would just sit around and listen to the music and try to get on the radio. And then one day I went down to the local radio station with some canned goods, some canned beans and corn, and dropped them off. And the dude was like, "Well, leave them at the door." And I said, "Man, I came all the way down here. Can I come in the studio?" And he invited me in. And from there, it was like angels playing music. And that's what I ended up doing for the rest of my career in actual radio and record promotion. So,
What?
um, yeah, man,
So
I
from
did
canned beans to profession.
to a complete profession. I went in there and I said, "How do I do this? How are you getting paid money to answer request lines, play Bon Jovi, and rock out?" He goes, "Well, start out as an intern." So I called the next day and got set up as an intern and worked my way through the system, playing syndicated shows, Casey Kasem's and all that. And then
Wow.
that led to working baseball games, just running the board. And then that worked to overnights. And then you just kind of work your way up. And that eventually led to me working for some independent promotion companies, for the record companies, for the record labels, out in Los Angeles. And then that led to Sony Music and Epic Records, which ended me up here in Chicago.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's how you got tied in the music industry. You moved to Chicago.
Yes.
How long
That
were
was
you doing that in Chicago?
Dude, I'll never forget, and it's, oh my God, is this? I just realized this now. When Sony called me, Sony Music, their record company label was Epic Records, and they asked me. I was in Los Angeles at the time, and they said, "How do you feel about Chicago?" And I said, "Well, I like the Bears. They're pretty cool." They go, "No, we want to put you in Chicago as the record rep for us, for
Wow.
Epic." I'm like, "Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's the third largest market." They moved me to Houston to start out, right, Ty? And I
Okay.
and ironically enough, I got there on September 1st, 2001. Okay, September 1st, 2001. Well, September 11th came 10 days later, and I was in Houston all by myself, brand new job with this large record company in industry. And I'll never forget that. And that day came, and luckily I had a friend that was in the business that came out to mentor me that day, and he spent the week with me. But
Wow.
from there, it was a short stint in Houston, and they moved me to Chicago in 2003. So I've been here since '03.
Wow. Okay. Well, so I take it you weren't married then in Texas. You were genuinely alone.
No, you can't be married in the music industry. It's not allowed. Very, very difficult. No, I wasn't married then. When I moved here to Chicago a few years after that, and the music industry took a horrible death. The
Hmm.
music industry just died a tremendous death in like 2004 and 5 because of iTunes and Napster. And I got into mortgages. I became a mortgage banker.
Wow.
Who does that? Who goes from rocking out with the bands and tour buses and stuff to working at a bank? That's what I did, and that's where I met Heather. My wife was the new girl in the office. She packed all her things from a small town in Michigan and moved to the big city was literally downtown in the heart of the city at a mortgage bank, and that's where we met.
No kidding.
You,
Very
you
nice.
didn't know about my mortgage banker days, did you?
No, I didn't, man. So how long were you doing that? Were you doing that
You
for?
didn't know. I snuck that in on you. Well, somehow I've been uncanny timing in life as far as industries goes. Like the music industry, I rode that wave till it freaking crashed 50 times. That was an amazing run. And then someone told me about refinancing and mortgages during those years, during the boom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I got into that, because I didn't want to go back into the industry, Ty. In the music industry,
Yeah.
I knew the writing on the wall. I knew it wasn't going to be the same as it was in the heydays. It just has ran its course. So I started selling the mortgages and refinances. And that's where I met Heather. And I did very well because the industry was booming. But then guess what happened to that industry?
I see a pattern forming here.
See a pattern. So 2000 and freaking whatever it was, when was that? I think 2007-ish or so, you know, the Lehman crisis and all that, that industry completely took a dump. And I'm like, oh, now what are we going to do? Let me find something else. So Heather and I started the real estate company in short sales.
Okay.
And short sales, back then, nobody knew what they were. They were not known, but I knew that since the whole country crashed financially, these people probably aren't paying their mortgages, so they probably need to do a short sale. And Heather and I started the real estate company around short sales. And to this day, we still have that company.
Nice.
Here's what you're looking and digging for. That led to me looking for something else to do while we were building the real estate company. And I found this crazy thing called online group breaking at the time.
So you were so bored in one of
Yes.
the craziest industries of our generation that you
Yes.
had to fill your time, and you came across group breaks. Okay.
I came across group breaks. That's correct. I saw it on Twitter one night. And the strange thing is, I'll never forget when I first saw it. I was downstairs in our little house in Skokie, had this little office down there, and I was scrolling through, and I saw, you know, something like live spots or come open cards with us, and I clicked on it, and I watched it, and I was kind of the similar feeling I had when I walked into the radio station for the first time. When I saw him doing what he was doing, I was like, I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. And the cool thing was, it started out as a hobby. I just wanted to learn more about it. And we had a real estate business going. We were, back in the fix and flip days, right? Real estate, fixing houses,
Oh, yeah.
flipping them. So we did 2 of those. Not the most fun thing to do. It's definitely like the TV shows. There's a lot of things that come up. And so Heather just took the real estate company and ran with it. I helped her with marketing and promotion and sales. She took that off and running and was bringing in the real money in the family. That allowed me to basically afford to do breaks. That's nice, taking family money to do breaks. And Nate, good old Nate Johnson, TSB Nate, one day said, hey, man, what is that on your Facebook? There's like dudes opening cards.
Yeah.
He's never seen it before. So Nate and I were friends. I met at the church basketball league, and he was like, well, let's go in on some stuff. We'll split the prices, and we'll just share the cards or whatever. So him and I started going in on breaks together.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll buy in the case break. It's $80. I'll put in 40. You put in 40. We'll see what happens. After a while, he said, hey, have you ever thought about doing that? And I said, Nate, I can't sleep because that's all I can think about is doing it. So Nate and I got together and got the company up official and all that. And that is how Top Shelf Breaks started back in 2013-ish, early 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So still, I guess, towards the tail end of the early phase of group breaking.
Yeah, that's when it was. That's when it was. It was, there's a big handful of people who were established already. I call them the professional breakers, the mainstream guys. And I just started building kind of our own identity and plan.
Yeah.
I guess we're doing something right because I'm on with you.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you finally reached the big time, the pinnacle. That's funny. So I'm curious, who were you when you were browsing around Twitter? Who did you come across that kind of got you excited about group breaking? Do you remember who it was?
Oh, of course. I remember, like I said, I remember it was like when I walked in that studio that night. I just saw him at the National too. It was Sam at Cardsmith, and
Nice.
I saw his stuff, and he was kind of just starting out as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we would go in at night and just get a group together and fill breaks. And from there, it started to be like, well, there's others, and here's how they do it, and here's what they do, and here's their little identity and the way that they do things. And it just really helped me stay engaged
Mm-hmm.
and creative. And I would always have these ideas of things to do, but I get it now because they're so busy, so focused on running their business and running their things that they don't really have a whole lot of time to listen to a bunch of other people to have them do things. Like they're going to do it the way they want to, no matter what.
Right.
So I kind of took all those and started building into our own way of doing things.
Love
You
it.
know? Yep.
So, you ever go back and watch your breaks from 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
Yeah, I have done that.
What's the one takeaway you're always like, oh my gosh, really? I was doing that. Is there anything that stands out?
I do that. They just bad lighting, just low budget cameras, horrible microphones. Just I'm a production guy, so those things I pick apart, and that's when I watch it. I look and see like how and why did people give us money?
Yeah. Right. Right.
Because it was funny, man. I mean, but it's good to see that because I look now. Do you think now when I watch my breaks in 3 years, I go, what was I doing? You know,
It's true.
I don't know if I will or not. So I'm always striving to think ahead. Like, well, what if I look at my breaks now in 3 years? I got a stupid monster. Who has a monster with one eye as their logo?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
But-
it's fun to look back in those days. You know, we used to do McFarlane breaks.
No kidding. Did you actually
You know-
sell, like, you sold spots
Yeah.
in?
That was a Nate brainstorm. The Todd McFarlane figures, the action figures, the
Yeah.
sports figures,
Oh, yeah.
sports picks. Years ago, and they may still be today, but I don't think there's relevant anymore. But you would find those chase figures.
Okay.
They're like, oh, the Des Bryant with the white helmet, or the Tony Romo in the Thanksgiving jersey, and they would do it that way. So Nate would build these big giant hot boxes that would guarantee a chase figure in it, or we would open up a case of them which had a chase figure in it, and we would do McFarlane breaks. That's really one of our first breaks we did.
Wow. Was that
McFarlane.
because you were just trying to be different, or because you actually thought that was pretty cool?
Both.
Okay.
Totally both.
Okay.
Totally both. More so than I was like, well, let's try to make some inroads with something different. What else can we open? These guys are all doing cards and boxes and cases. And Nate and I both collected the McFarlanes. So we're like, let's get cases of McFarlanes. Let's guarantee them chase hits in there. But
Yeah.
it was clunky because you need a really big table.
Oh,
to
that's
put up.
true.
And these big giant hot boxes, these big giant boxes, refrigerator sized almost, packed full of McFarlanes. And
Yeah.
you would just get a number, a row. You would get row 2, like figure 7, row 3, figure 4. And then we'd go through them that way, sell it out, and then we open them up and people would get their McFarlanes.
Wow. Was there legitimate upside in that? I mean, a Chase McFarlane, was that worth investing
Yeah.
money? What was it? Okay.
It was because it was novel and
Okay.
it was new. And the regular commons, were $7-8, but back then you could get one of those chase figures that might be worth $100 to $125 right away, instantly, sometimes more. Similar to wrestling, what WWE did with variants and different colors, and
Mm-hmm.
and then McFarlane started numbering them. Then he started putting actual numbers on them, like numbered to 2,000, numbered to 1,000. But I lost interest. They take up too much room. They take up too much space. They cost $8 to ship.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
But that was one of our first ones, man.
That's pretty cool.
McFarlane.
That's different. That's unique.
Now I'm going to go back and delete all those old videos so people don't see them.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig through and save them all on my computer real quick.
Yeah, he's downloading them for future reference.
Right, exactly. So what, I mean, you're a tech guy, obviously. This is pretty natural for you, and I feel like when you talk to group breakers these days, it's always like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. There's so much technology. What technology can you just not live without for your breaks?
The
What is
music.
the music? Okay, well,
Well, the music's definitely a big part of it. Technology. Um, I thought you meant like elements of the breaks. The technology. I'm not sure what you're asking. You mean like the broadcasting software,
yeah.
or
What is it you came across or maybe you already knew about? You're like, yeah, come on, I have to have this. It's going to be a part of my breaking.
well, one of the things that I did find that I love is a good microphone. You know, a
Mm,
very good ballsy sounding microphone. And I have to have headphones on when I do my breaks. It's just a radio thing. So one of the pieces of technology I couldn't do without would be, and this sounds so basic, but I gotta have my headphones on when I'm on the air. Um, I don't know why. I think it's because it gives me the element of what people are hearing at home exactly, versus me just kind of talking into the air when I'm like playing the music and doing the breaks and the randomizers. Um, the other thing I use, Ty, is I do use the verified randomizer on random.org.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I have become extremely accustomed to that. And it obvious for obvious reasons, every random is verified. So there's a little code that's given after each time you run the random. And if you enter that code into random.org, you will see every round of randoms that you did.
Okay.
So that was very important to us in that people can go in and see that it was done on random.org. It's verified. It's $25 a month, and to me, I thought that was well worth it. Part two of it is beyond that is that it's so much simpler and easier to use as a breaker. I don't know
Hmm.
why more people don't, because it tells you exactly what round number you're on, which the other one does. But also, if you inadvertently hit the X button on your browser thing, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
On Chrome, if you do that on the old one, it's lost. It's gone. You'd have to go back to the video and see where everybody was each round and redo it. Here, it memorizes each round you did it forever. It's recorded.
That's beautiful.
So there was a couple nights over the past year or two where I was live on the air and it didn't renew my subscription, which it says it's supposed to do every month, but it doesn't. So in the essence of time, I went and used the older one just to use it. And man, I felt so out of place using that. I was so paranoid that it was going to be messed up or I was going to do it too many times. So that's a very big part that I look forward to. You know, I have to have that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have never thought that. I actually didn't even know that existed. So,
You can name it. You can name it, 2018 Spectra random one.
ah,
So it's on record there forever, and someone can go back if they wanted to. Because like, oh man, why does Jim always get the Jets? Jim gets the Jets every time. Jeez.
yeah.
Well,
Go check the records, baby.
go look at random.org. It's right there, Holmes. It's there. It is.
Yeah.
There's no
Okay.
manipulation or anything that can be done. So I like that. Plus, as a breaker, it's pretty much idiot and error proof. You can't mess up the randomizer.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, what a great idea by random.org.
I
Easy
agree.
money. Easy money.
Easy money, man. Well worth it, guys. Well worth it to get it.
That's right. You know, when you're talking about your earbuds having to be in, it reminds me of like a baseball player having to have his eye black on, even though it's nighttime, or Michael Jordan
Yeah.
having to chew his gum. That's
Yep.
basically what it is.
Yeah, I do. There's certain. I mean, when I'm doing the breaks, I don't really have it on. But when I'm doing the randomizers and I'm playing my music and stuff like that, I gotta hear it. I gotta have it because I play music during my randoms.
Please, I know dinner time with your family. I know you got them in.
I do. Pretty embarrassing. I got the super secret ones that they can't see.
Oh, nice. Skin colored.
Yeah, it just fits right in. It's embedded deep into my ear canals.
Love it. Love it. So what's your morning routine? Or let me rephrase that. What's your typical daily routine? Because you're not a morning guy, kind of like me. But I mean, what is a routine for you for break day?
Break day. First thing I do is I come into here. By the way, we do have a retail location. I call it the Shop Fist. So
What?
it's yeah, dude.
When did this happen?
I know, man. This happened July 1st.
Oh
I
man,
had to.
congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you. I had to get out of the house, and I mean that in a good way. What was happening is that breaking at home and running the whole operation at home is fine if you're doing Some breaks here and there, now and again. You pop downstairs to your office or to your man cave, do some breaks. But thankfully, after many seasons, the volume has increased, the customer base has increased. So that means more boxes coming to the house, more brown boxes, more supplies, more everything. Kids getting older now.
Yep.
They're not just like taking a nap or watching Jake and the Pirates. They're running downstairs, screaming, chasing each other, running in there. So I had to get out of the house. And I found a place just 10 minutes away in West Dundee, and it's perfect. It has a back room, which I'm in now, which is the break station time.
Okay.
And the tables for all the sorting. I got, big old shelving for the products. And then the front of house is the retail area. So you walk in, there's a display case. I've got all my Chicago stuff on the walls. It's like a little mini shop up front. And it's in a retail building across the street from a large mall and movie theater. It's a good place.
Beautiful.
So that's where I'm at now.
Do you actually get walk-in traffic? I mean, is it getting to that point? Are you trying to? Okay.
No, because the first focus was to get out of the house, move the entire operation here, which is an undertaking. So my routine is to come in the morning and get going with building any breaks that I need to build, because there's constant product coming out. So the first things I do are sales oriented, because there will be no TSB if there is no sales. So sales are priority. So I get everything up on the website, and then I start my social media marketing, my incessant tweeting, my Facebooking. That takes a few hours to get everything up on the website, get everything out. And then I can focus on, okay, is there straggler shipping to do yet? Maybe pay some invoices and billing, call my reps, call my sales guys, check in with them, look around the industry, see what's coming out, what's going on, and that fills, the better part of the day. But yeah, the retail front end, I'm excited about that. I just want to do it right. I don't want to rush it. I want it to be perfect. I want it to be ready for probably the holiday season. This building is the reason I found this place is my son comes here for art.
Okay.
And we were in here one day, and I was looking for a place. I needed a place, but it wasn't like every day I woke up, I was spending 3 hours driving around looking on the internet. I knew at some point I would find something. And I told my wife, I didn't have my phone with me, or battery was dead. And I asked her, I said, can you take a picture of that sign that says suites available so I can call this guy? Well, the owner was in the lobby at the time. And he goes, oh, hey, I'm the owner. I said, oh, hey, I'm looking for a place. He goes, let me show you. He showed me this place. I shook his hand. I said, you have a deal. Right then and there, I knew it. And that's how we got here.
He said, I haven't even given you a price. And you said, I don't care.
Well, I said, we have a deal provided you're not going to say it's like $2,800 a month.
Right.
Ridiculous. It's not even close to that. And it's 2 suites, which is perfect. It's the front end and then the back end here, which works out great. And it's just 10, 15 minutes from the house. Plus there's a mall across the street with Sbarro Pizza. So.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
We're good.
That's right. Yeah, that'll suck you right in. Every time I go to an airport, I'm like, oh, there's Sbarro. Let's go grab some fattening food.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what I do, man. And it's nice. You work more efficiently, because when I'm at home, and this is for anybody listening that may be doing breaks at home and you're aspiring to, increase your volume, working from home in any position, any job is definitely perks. No traffic, you can kind of do what you want and when, but the problem is you get sidetracked a lot, and those little 10, 15-minute sidetracks can add up to like 2 hours in a day. You go upstairs to get a drink or a sandwich, and it's summertime and the boys are out playing in a sprinkler, or one of them falls down and gets hurt or needs something, or you just get distracted. Here I come in and I just work, and it's pretty good.
I hear you 1,000% on that one. I work from home. Yeah.
Is that resonating with you?
It is. You're striking a nerve here. I think I'm gonna have to start looking at some office space.
It makes a big difference, though, man. It really, really, really does. I'm very excited about it. My wife was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I've never been more sure that this is the right move." And plus, when you do something like that, Ty, you're a little bit more focused. You need change now and again in life. You have to change something.
There you go.
I just needed, for better or worse, something has to change.
and I knew this was going to be for the better, and now it is. And it's so I recommend that if you can get out of your house and get somewhere, even if it's one of them small, tiny little, like it's just an office place, go there to work
Yep.
and then do your breaks at night, but get out of the house.
For sure. Yeah, you're right. There's something about just separating it too, like going home and knowing you don't have to work. There's no work for you. You set your phone down. It's like so
That's perfectly
refreshing.
it. The thing is, what I do is, to answer your routine question, I come in here in the morning. Sometimes I may be up early and it's school time, so I'll get Brixton on the bus and Colston to school, and Heather, give her a break doing that. And I come in here. I may be here at 8 o'clock some morning. Sometimes I get here a little after 9, but I leave in the afternoon, like 2 or 3 o'clock. So when I go home, I no longer feel like, oh, I got to go downstairs and check on something. Oh, I got to do this, got to do that. It's more quality time now in those hours that I'm home. Downside is I got to come back around 8 or 9.
Right.
So as a family, we're adjusting to that. And Heather knows it's for the better right now until I can find another way to maybe supplement nights with days, go on the daytime, so I can be home at night. But I still have 2 nights off a week.
So is there 2 nights you don't break?
Yeah, I do not
Sunday.
I don't do Sundays or Monday nights.
Oh, okay.
So my wife and I plan date night on Monday nights. Her mom comes over, watches the boys, and we try to go out to dinner or just go shopping or run around and do something on Mondays. Because I think you got to have that.
Totally.
So Sundays and Mondays we're off, but the rest of the week, I come back at night, like 8:30. I leave and come over here. Kind of sucks leaving the family at night, but because we're so used to me being there.
Yeah.
But again, she knows it's a small sacrifice now for hopefully later things will change.
Totally. Yeah, well, you have a slight advantage being, Eastern Standard Time, so you can push it a little bit later for your own schedule and still serve the most audience.
Yeah, that's,
So that's nice.
I leave here, and that hour makes a difference in the West Coast people.
It's beautiful.
But, yeah.
Nice, man. Well, that's cool. So I guess we didn't really touch on this, but you have 2 kids? I heard Brixton and Colston. Is that what I heard?
I got 2 boys. Brixton.
Brixton,
Brixen, as in Brixton Ivy Building. When I met Heather, I lived in the city. I lived in Wrigleyville at the time.
Nice.
And she lived south of me. But she would come over and hang out, and we'd go to the Cubs games, and we were all about the Cubs because I lived, door to door from my apartment to Wrigley sign was literally 5-minute walk. So our church we attended at the time when we lived in the city was owned by the Brixton Ivy Company. The rooftops out in the outfield at Wrigley?
Yeah.
The Wrigley rooftops. Well, one of the companies that owns it is Brixton Ivy.
Okay.
And I always used to tease her and say, man, if we had a boy, I'm going to name him Brixton. And I thought she would shoot that down in a heartbeat. What? I'm naming our kid Brixton? She was like, I love it. So that's how Brixton came to be.
That's cool.
He just turned, Colston just turned 4. Brixton will be 8 in February. And Colston is my 4-year-old. He just turned 4 in July.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice, man. You guys done?
We sure are, man.
So
no more kids.
Brixton, he's old enough to collect. Does he collect?
Yes.
Does he like it? What does he like?
He definitely is a collector, but remember, I think there's a difference between a collector and a hoarder.
Oh boy, yeah.
I think he has some daddy hoarding in him. He's very well rounded with everything. I mean, he's got dragonflies. He catches insects, and I put him inside One Touches for him with a little note, so you can take insects and put them inside of a One Touch and store them that way. So he has those things he's collected, and then he has random cards that I've given him or that we've opened together. And he just has so much stuff, that just odds and ends from everything, train stuff. But we open, him and I just sit around and open up cases of National Treasures 2016 football.
That just blow money that way. I like that.
No, I'm kidding.
I know you're kidding.
Yeah. Let's open up some 2016 NT football. Do you know what he likes? Do you know what he's really into right now? He's into cryptozoic kind of stuff, like Bigfoots and lake monsters and
that's cool.
Werewolves and different kind of creatures and stuff like that. So, and he's a history buff. So I've gotten him a lot of the history stuff, presidents,
Oh,
There's a
cool.
presidential thing that came out. Loves that. He loves George Washington and Abe Lincoln. I guess every 7-year-old kid does.
Yeah.
Coins.
Okay.
He loves his coins and currency. But as far as the cards go, I'm not gonna really push it on him sports wise. For some reason, he likes the Packers, and it drives me nuts. Um,
Being in Chicago, that's tough. I can only imagine.
yeah, I think it's a psychology thing. Like he knows he gets attention from it.
Yeah.
His Daddy's not too happy about that, but
Yeah, I'm with you. Why? Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I took him to his first show. There's a big show that comes to town here. It used to be the Sun Time show. It's now called Chicago Sports Spectacular or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good show, and he wanted to go meet some Packer dudes. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like put on blindfolds and a glove to meet these guys. But okay, son. So he went to meet one of the receivers, one of the old school receivers, Hall of Famer, James Lofton, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Lofton. So he does collect, but he's not over the top excited about the sports in the collecting element yet. But he likes to hoard it, so he has his helmet, right next to his dragonflies and, pieces of stuff that fell off a train when they went by when we were on vacation. Like
I love it.
Got a little bit of everything. It's like a museum.
That's right. That's right. It's funny. Like that stuff is, I think, important, especially for you. I mean, you see a billion cards every year,
Yeah,
and even for me, like always just kind of doing random stuff. Like seeing your kids collect, it kind of keeps you grounded because you realize what it's all about.
totally.
I mean, the whole archives release came out. And I was doing a bunch of stuff with it, and the thing that the kids liked the most out of archives was the collector's coins. Those goofy little coins that everyone was making fun of.
Oh yeah.
My kids were like suckered into them. They were like trying to get the set, and I mean, you forget like that's really what it's about, guys.
I know. I remember pre-children, pre-kids, or even when my kids were like 1 and 2, and I would hear other people say that, or I would be at a show and they would be with their son, and I kind of would be like, well, I can see how that would be cool, but now I totally get it.
Yeah.
Because I've mentioned that Brixton likes coins and currency, just literally in passing on the air or maybe on Twitter or something, and guys would send him coins out of the blue. Here's some, and he would just get so excited for his coins, and he likes to look for the autographs, and he does understand that. He knows that if the person puts their signature on it, it's good.
Yep.
So he does ask, Daddy, can we open up these and see if we can find some signatures?
Mm-hmm.
And I rarely open stuff, if ever. So sometimes I have to tell him no. Or you find something, what's the word I'm looking for? Economically reasonable
Mm-hmm.
that you can open with your kids. And there's plenty of that out there.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we were at Target yesterday, and my son's like, "Dad, can I get a pack?" And he for some reason gravitated towards that, the $5 Target pack where they put a bunch of like random packs that were left over together.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, it was all 90s basketball.
Wow.
And it was the funnest thing ever. Just totally. It was like Skybox and the Fleer Ultra, the Upper Deck SP, Collector's Choice hoops. And man, we had a blast, and I was just kind of reminiscing about all these cards that I opened growing up. And I mean, some of those players, he's like, really? Who's this dude?
Isn't it fun to see the look in their eye, though, when they're ripping stuff? That's the cool thing about it. When you watch a kid ripping up in packs, man, they just have this look on their face like, wow, what's going to be in here? This is going to be cool. Oh, look at this. And they pull out a regular insert of like Barkley or something, and they get so excited. Oh, that's the guy on TV. I know Barkley. And I have to be honest, sometimes in my head I'm going, okay, son. Yeah, that is dope. Way to go, buddy.
Yep, for sure. So your sons ever watch you? They ever sit there and watch you break and
yeah, you know what I do? Because I have to leave at night. So, the TVs today, smart TVs, you can bring them right up on the TV.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I'll put on my YouTube channel, and it's on the TV, and TV time is limited at night for just before they go to bed. That's what our rule is in our house. They watch their one show and then bed. But I leave the feed on, so when I get here and it turns on, it pops up on the TV at home, and they love that. Or I'll play a trick on them with the iPad, and I'll lay it out, the tablet, and it comes on, on the tablet, and I know that they're watching and they can interact and they'll text me, and sometimes my wife will come in chat, and they make their own videos now with these daggone freaking toys.
Hmm.
Have you seen the toy videos? No.
With your sons? I've seen toy videos with kids doing it, but
No,
your sons are doing it?
Well, we did a few of them just to make our youngest son giggle with like Paw Patrol and PJ Masks and stuff. But I'll go downstairs sometimes and they'll be making their own videos, like opening stuff like blind pack. They make their own blind packs with the yellow bubble mailers.
Oh, that's awesome.
I caught them doing that, which is a good thing. I just go down and check on the kids every once in a while, like you do in the summer if they're in the basement and they're down there. They made blind packs with the yellow bubble mailers, and they were like open them up like they're on the air, like they're doing breaks, and they win different little things.
That is cool.
So
that's got to make you feel good.
It does. You can see that they see it and they pay attention and they pick up on it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. No, so I have my sons kind of watch group breaks every once in a while with me, and I'm just, taking notes or whatever I'm doing. And the other night you were on, and I was watching you. I had you in the background, and my boys walked in, and they were totally sucked into some of your stuff you were talking about. And I was kind of in and out, and one of my sons, Kai, he's my second oldest. He's like, "Hey, Dad, is this guy, like, he's pretty funny. Like, is he always this funny?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, he's pretty funny." And he goes, "But I got to stay up, man, because I want to see if he drinks this Propel water that you were doing." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, really?" He doesn't care about the cards. He cares about you downing this Propel water. So I don't know if you saw that picture I sent you, but I had to snap a picture of them watching you drink Propel water.
I did. Man, that's funny. Damn, you came in at the right time for that, boys. I did, man. I was at a barbecue festival all day from like literally 8 a.m. till 8 o'clock at night, and I was eating barbecue all day, and I was just completely parched, and all I could think about was I'm thirsty. I can't even imagine how thirsty I am right now. So that's why I just came up with the idea. Let me see if I can chug this, and I treated myself to a fat gold pack.
Yeah.
For doing it, yeah.
And you pulled something. It was like number to 25 something. It wasn't spectacular. Jerry Rice, that's what it was. Your guy.
Yeah, Jerry Rice right here. Number 14 to 25.
That's funny.
Color jersey. I do stuff like that now and again, just to.
Yeah, you mix it up. You spend a lot of time in front of the camera. I can only imagine. Are you the type of guy that'll go on binge rips and start opening packs of cards for yourself, or do you not do that?
I'm sorry, binge rips. There will be no binge ripping here, my friend.
What's nothing?
No. Well, something, yeah.
So a fat gold pack. That's what you'll rip.
That was my treat. I'm like, if I can drink this Propel bottle in one swig, I'll open up a gold pack. And I'm not going to lie to you. I thought about maybe I shouldn't drink this Propel, and so I don't have to open up a gold pack. I've learned over the years that this is my personal opinion and how I do things. I do not want to get into the habit of opening stuff all the time. I just don't. I have, what's the word I'm looking for? That it's a superstition kind of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I really, truly, honestly would rather that card monster hit go to a customer, because if I open it and it's a complete monster, well, then I feel as though, well, damn, how cool would that have been to open that on the air, and it goes out on social media and Instagram and Twitter, and what am I going to do with it?
Right.
Like, I'm a collector, but to be honest, over the years, and maybe my other breaking colleagues can agree to this, you do get kind of, I don't want to say jaded, but you have so many cards.
Yeah, you're kind of numb to cards.
You become a little numb to it.
Yep.
It's kind of like when I was in the music industry, each night you're at some sort of event or show or party or concert, and after a while, the concert element and shows just kind of became numb to that. Now others might be like, "Oh my God, that's awesome," and I still appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, I freaking love seeing those beautiful monster cards, but I want to show them off to other people that they got, that the customer got. So, I mean, I try to maybe grab a box of each new product when it comes out at some point. At some point, and it's just a feeling. It's like, oh, or maybe me and Nate let's take something. We got a straggler box here that came in. Sometimes these distributors will literally send multiple cases in one box. Like, I don't know if I've asked them before, like, how is it that you send me all these cases, but I have one box, one loose box?
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me something? Like, but that's how allocations work.
Yeah.
Allocations are a weird thing.
Especially these
If that's
days.
your allocation, then that's your allocation, because they break down a case and this guy gets 2 out of there, this guy gets 1 extra. But I started taking those straggler boxes, and like I said, this is the truth. I put them up and I tell the guys, this is a straggler box. And every time we did it, it was a monster. Mitch Trubisky 1 of 1, a Peyton Manning 1 of 1. So that's usually where they go.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's if there's any product or genre of products that tempts you the most to open, what would it be?
That tempts me the most. WWE, stuff, and Star Wars.
So
Star Wars.
This took an unexpected turn. Please proceed.
Yeah. Wrestling. I've been watching wrestling since the 80s, Holmes. Star Wars stuff definitely is truly difficult for me to like just look at and not. When I do open stuff though, what I do is I like to do it on the air, and I'll find somebody to split with me. Maybe I'm cheap. Maybe I'm just cheap. But I'll split it with them on the air somehow. Like if there's 4 mini boxes in Masterworks, I'll say, who wants to go in on this with me? And you get 2, I get 2, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Masterworks is coming out soon, or is out.
Next week, right? I think it's next week. This week or next week, yeah. Now,
I made a mistake because, well, it works good for me because, like I said, that stuff is difficult for me to not open. But I think I backed off buying all that stuff. So now I'm screwed because my allocations aren't there to get all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'd have to buy it kind of on the secondary market. But Star Wars and UFC and like pop culture-y stuff, like Leaf does their big giant memorabilia vault thing.
Yep.
It's a huge refrigerator style box with full-size memorabilia in it.
Mm-hmm.
Love those. I'm kind of into that. My personal thing is, larger displayable items, helmets, posters, cool things like that. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of unique stuff. It's not the typical open up and see 1,000 cards type thing. I can see why you'd be drawn to that. That makes sense. You brought up
needs to make a display for the cards, which I'm sure it's out there. But the thing is with cards is they end up in one of those white boxes and top loaders, and I've seen pictures of everyone's. They're just kind of strewn about on the table or your personal collection.
Yeah.
Over there, and it's hard to enjoy them, unless you have a really big case and you can put them in there and stand them up on little standees and stuff.
Totally. Yeah, that's true. You brought up an interesting point, though, secondary market versus getting your stuff allocated through distributors. What would you say the percentage of your purchasing comes through the secondary market versus all your allocations?
I very rarely buy on the secondary market in general. Very rarely, meaning less than 5%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I do every once in a while. I do my my blitz mixes on the weekends, on Saturdays. And sometimes, especially now with football, there's stuff that I can't find through my regular sources, through the distributor guys, the distros. So I do have to go out to the, quote, evil empires and find them there. And I end up paying close to retail. You get a little bit of a discount from them for being, a licensed business and history and stuff, but it's not much.
Yep.
It's literally maybe $5, if that. So it's very rare because it's just difficult to get your money back in return if you're buying everything retail.
Yeah.
And I refuse to triple and quadruple my prices. I just don't do that. It's just not worth it to do it.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, it's just a lot of breakers period are just stuck in that quandary these days where allocations are just really, really tough.
Yeah.
And if you have a solid history, so you're probably a little bit different than most, but I mean, you're not getting allocated anything these days.
No. And I'm I have a little bit of an advantage in general because 2 of my local distributors are local. I mean, I'll be there today. When I'm done with you, I'm going to drive up there. It's literally 15, 20 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guys are 30 minutes away. So they have trucks that will circulate throughout the week. If I need something and want something, they'll deliver it to me, and I get it at the wholesale price. I've changed the business model, Ty, because I know you like this kind of stuff, insider stuff of how we run our business. Yeah.
Everybody listen up.
When TSB first started, I was doing things just to be on the air. Me and Nate just were like, let's just go on the air, and you have to stay on the air, and you have to build your brand, and you have to get people to know you. And so I was doing a lot of backstock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bowman's Bests and old Triple Threads and old Finest and all those things. And there's unfortunately very small margins in that. And I don't care what anybody says, Ty. Those people that say, oh, you're doing it for the money. Like, well, do you think that I'm a billionaire and I could just tell my wife, hey, I'm just going to go work for free and I'll be back in 10 hours. Like, I don't care about the mortgage, honey. That's all right. I know you're working on it. So you do have to make money doing this and to get it in return for your time.
Totally. Yep.
But fortunately, for me personally, the real estate side of the business was doing very well. And God bless my wife, who I love very much. She was carrying that large load for family income and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it allowed me to do these breaks at very small margins to stay on the air. But I got used to doing that. Then I started looking into things saying, I see that people want the new stuff. So that's where the new hashtag came from that I just started now, if I may share it with you.
Please do.
Hit it first. Hit it first.
Okay.
Hit it first. So I want to go heavy on new release stuff. And I know that sounds like such a no-brainer. It took me 3 years to figure it out. But it's all about the new releases, especially now, because people want to hit it first. So I switched up the business model to say, look, I am just going to go big on new releases Wednesdays, Fridays, the rest of the week. And then because there's something comes out every week, Ty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's 3 or 4 products sometimes at the same time. So that helped a lot. And you don't have to do a whole lot of backstock stuff. I do have backstock stuff. I like to mix it up every once in a while for those periods where the new release stuff is kind of lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
You got to spice it up with something different. But it's new release stuff. People want to hit it first. They want to be the first to get that big monster hit, one of one, or sick patch, or they want to get that stuff first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of the psychology of the hobby world anyway. We were talking about this last week on a podcast. It's why is Cody Bellinger and Aaron Judge, why is their second year cards so underpriced? And it's because people don't care about anything but the rookies.
Yep.
They want to hit it first, like you said. So I get it.
First.
Well, it's probably nice for you too. It simplifies your business a bit. There's no worrying about like trying to snag products that are 3 years old and figure out how to market it. You just stick with it and roll.
It became a time suck too, like trying to go through all these different sheets and inventories, and well, this guy's $159, this guy's $155. Like it became, time consuming. Maybe I can recruit you. I'm hiring. Do you want to come work here?
You couldn't afford me.
I'll find a way.
Let's take a break. All right, I'll be the first to admit I have no graphic design ability whatsoever when it comes to creating templates or just any type of web graphics. I just don't have that type of skill set, which is why I have relied heavily on InkFrog to establish a baseline for almost all of my templates on eBay and Amazon and any of the other platforms that I'm selling on. InkFrog has been absolutely instrumental, and I cannot stress enough how important it's been for me, which is why you need to go to breakerculture.com/InkFrog, INKFROG, or click the show notes and try it for 30 days. It's that simple. Go check it out and see how it'll work for your business. I think you'll be pretty impressed with how easy it is to use and how simple it is to create really slick looking auctions, really slick looking templates that you can use over and over again. And it'll spice up your business a little bit, increase your sales. It'll also make you want to look at your own auctions, which is something I haven't really ever wanted to do. And best of all, again, 30 days free. And if you really like it, you can say, hey, InkFrog design team, why don't you create a really cool looking template for me? It's a part of their monthly plan. They'll toss it in for you, and they will do an awesome job creating a template for you to use Again, you can use it over and over again, and you'll be set going forward. So check it out. breakerculture.com/inkfrog. I think you'll be really, really impressed. Back to the show. All right, we're back. So I think we need to dig into some products and some of the, I don't know, more controversial subjects. You down with that?
I am. I think I'm prepared. Let's go.
Okay. And for the record, I didn't really prepare you on any of this stuff. I don't normally prepare folks. I just want it to be off the cuff. So thanks for rolling with this.
You honestly did not prepare me for it. I did ask for it.
You did. I ignored it.
I've been in the business long enough. I know what he's up to. He doesn't want it to be canned or prepared. He just wants to turn the mic on and hit record. So I'm down with that.
Cool. All right. So Heritage High Number comes out this week. The buzz right now is that there's a 50% increase in production. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or is that just, we just have to deal with it? What's your kind of response to that? I'm kind of curious.
My first response is, anytime somebody comes to me and says, I heard that, you know, when you're talking to somebody, they go, oh, I heard that. Do we know that for sure?
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, then yeah, that does bug me a little bit. The reason is, Ty, is because I think what we're experiencing right now is a good thing in that the product is limited. Yes, it makes allocations frustrating. You can't just get 24 cases of Spectra football or whatever. Isn't that good for the marketplace then, for value? Isn't that what people want to feel? It's not about money, but I'm saying people want to feel as though they have something of value that not many other people have. When people have the feeling that they have something everybody else has, well, that kind of sucks. It's not special. So if the people are if they're going to increase production, it may not feel as special. But guess what? Guess what I got to deal with?
What do you got to deal with?
What happens is when I'm opening up a product and there's no Saquons or there's no Bakers or there's no Josh Allens or whoever, people are like, damn, dude, where are they at?
Yeah.
I just spent $149 for the Bills and didn't get one Josh Allen. So rewind or go to another break and they have them riddled in the product. Guess what you get? Oh my God, dude, there's so many of these freaking things.